Crypto products and NFTs are unregulated and can be highly risky. There may be no regulatory recourse for any loss from such transactions.
There are thousands of cryptocurrencies out there and new projects spring up all the time. However, not all cryptocurrencies operate on the same blockchain. कई नेटवर्क्स हैं जैसे कि बाइनेंस स्मार्ट चेन या फिर इथेरियम नेटवर्क जिन पर कई सारे कॉइन्स बनाए जाते हैं. But what if you want to spend your Bitcoin like you spend your Ethereum or move some USDC from the Ethereum network to the Polygon network? यहीं पे ब्लॉकचेन ब्रिजेस हमारे काम आते हैं. लेकिन इससे पहले आप कहीं चेन्स में निवेश करें, यह समझना जरूरी है कि ब्लॉकचेन ब्रिज कैसे काम करता है और यह तकनीक क्रिप्टो की सफलता के लिए क्यों जरूरी है. A blockchain bridge connects two blockchains and lets users transfer data and tokens between chains. By connecting two chains, blockchain bridges provide interoperability, letting two different blockchains exchange information where it would normally be impossible. The simplest analogy for a blockchain bridge is to picture it as a bridge between two isolated islands. कल्पना कीजिए कि एक आइलैंड है जो सोलाना नेटवर्क पर बना है, जहां सोलाना और सेरम जैसे टोकन सोलाना ब्लॉकचेन पर ऑपरेट करते हैं. वहीं दूसरी तरफ एक इथेरियम आइलैंड भी है जहां ERC20 टोकन्स जैसे ETH और चेन लिंक मौजूद है. आमतौर पर इन आइलैंड्स को एक दूसरे से अलग किया जाता है, जिसका मतलब यह है कि आप अपने ETH टोकन्स को सोलाना आइलैंड पर इस्तेमाल नहीं कर सकते. Now here's an example. You may want to purchase NFTs on OpenSea. However, OpenSea currently supports the Ethereum, Polygon, Solana and Clayton network. If the assets you hold are on another network like say BNB Smart Chain, you won't be able to use them on OpenSea. इसलिए आपको अपने एसेट्स को स्मार्ट चेन से इथेरियम या पॉलीगॉन नेटवर्क से जोड़ने के लिए ब्रिज की जरूरत है. ये वो जगह है जहां ब्लॉकचेन ब्रिज काम आते हैं और क्रॉस चेन इंटरऑपरेबिलिटी में मदद करते हैं. Now there are two types of bridges. A one-way bridge allows you to send assets only to the target blockchain but not back to its native blockchain. For example, a wrapped Bitcoin allows you to transfer Bitcoin to Ethereum as an ERC20 token, but you can't send ETH back to the Bitcoin blockchain. A two-way bridge, meanwhile, allows you to trade assets freely between blockchains. You can send ETH to the Solana blockchain and likewise you can transfer SOL to the Ethereum blockchain as well. कोई भी टेक्निक सही या फुल प्रूफ नहीं है और ब्रिजेस का उपयोग करने में अभी भी जोखिम है. सबसे हालिया उदाहरण लोकप्रिय ब्लॉकचेन गेम एक्सी इन्फिनिटी है जो रोनिन ब्रिज का उपयोग करता है, जिसे हैक कर लिया गया था $600 मिलियन के लिए, जो कि लगभग 4,515 करोड़ रुपए है. It's time to ask an expert about how bridges would help the blockchain network with our question that's what are some of the problems with current day bridges or sidechains?
We keep hearing a lot about crypto bridges and they being hacked. So first let's understand why do we even need them. One of the best things about a blockchain is the concept of atomicity. So if I want to transfer my tokens to you on a blockchain, what the blockchain does is it locks our tokens in our own wallets, exchanges them and then unlocks it. So I never have to worry that my token will go to you but your token will not come to me. The problem starts when we want to exchange tokens across two different blockchains. So suppose I want to send chai tokens from the chai blockchain and you have coffee tokens on the coffee blockchain. So what happens is we need this third party called a bridge. I will give my chai tokens to it. Against it, it issues me something called wrapped coffee tokens. And then I can go to the coffee blockchain and use them. Now, because this bridge has to hold so many different kinds of tokens, it is always a place that hackers want to break into because they can steal a lot of crypto from it. And the reason they are able to do these successfully today is firstly, there is a vulnerability in the way the software is written of the bridge or the way in which the private keys are secured. If hackers find vulnerabilities in that, they are able to steal these private keys of the bridges and get huge amounts of crypto.
भारतीय मार्केट में पोटेंशियल देखते हुए यूएस कंपनी कॉइनबेस, जो कि दुनिया की दूसरी सबसे बड़ी क्रिप्टो एक्सचेंज है, ने घोषित किया है कि वो अपनी सर्विसेज को भारतीय कंज्यूमर्स के लिए उपलब्ध कराएंगे और उन्हें 157 से अधिक क्रिप्टो करेंसीज में ट्रेड करने का अवसर प्रदान करेंगे, वो भी भारतीय करेंसी में। Announcing the move at a crypto community event in Bangalore, Coinbase has also announced that chat support for Indian users alongside an early bird sign-up incentive and a referral program to lure new users will be announced. The popular exchange also made it known that the Coinbase app will allow customers to purchase cryptocurrencies using the Unified Payments Interface, that's UPI. The move ruffled a few feathers at the National Payments Corporation of India, that's NPCI, which refused to recognize the feature, stating that it wasn't aware of any crypto exchange using the UPI platform. इस हफ्ते क्रिप्टो बाजार में इन्वेस्टर्स की दिलचस्पी बढ़ी रही, जिसमें बिजनेस इंटेलिजेंस फर्म माइक्रोस्ट्रैटेजी ने 190.5 मिलियन डॉलर, जो कि लगभग 1435 करोड़ रुपए है, के 4167 बिटकॉइन का एक नया स्टैक जोड़ा, जो इस नए एडिशन के बाद 1,29,218 बिटकॉइन पर है। Elsewhere, Goldman Sachs announced that it is planning to offer over-the-counter option trading for Ethereum to its clients. The investment bank is cited growing client interest in the token ahead of its widely anticipated shift to a proof-of-stake model. The move comes just a few weeks after the bank executed an OTC option trade for Bitcoin, a first for a major Wall Street bank. वहीं NFT स्पेस में भी काफी कुछ हुआ है, वो भी स्पोर्ट्स ब्रॉडकास्टिंग नेटवर्क ESPN के साथ, जो कि पार्टनर कर रहे हैं अमेरिकन फुटबॉल स्टार टॉम ब्रेडी के साथ उनके नॉन फंजिबल टोकन प्लेटफॉर्म के लिए। ये कोलैबोरेशन से उम्मीद है कि ये कुछ सालों तक टिकेगा और इसकी शुरुआत होगी एक टॉम ब्रेडी डॉक्यूमेंट्री सीरीज के साथ, जो कि उनके करियर पर आधारित होगा। Meanwhile, Jack Dorsey's first ever tweet that was sold as a non-fungible token to the CEO of Malaysian blockchain service Bridge Oracle Sina Estavi at an auction back in March 2021 for a sum of around $2.9 million, that's roughly 22 crore rupees, has now been offered for almost $48 million, that's roughly 360 crore on the NFT marketplace OpenSea, a sum that is roughly 16 times of what it was originally paid for a year back. Announcing the sale via a tweet, Estavi went on to state that he intends to direct half of the proceeds from the auction to charity. It's been an odd week for crypto, as most cryptocurrencies, including the most popular ones, saw very little upward or downward movement. Among the top 20 coins by market capitalization, 10 have marked mostly smaller gains over the week, while the other 10 coins show minor dips in value. Leading cryptocurrency Bitcoin managed to inch up by over 0.5% this last week, and at the time of recording is trading at $41,479, that's roughly 31.6 lakh rupees. Meanwhile, rival Ethereum dipped by 0.86% over the week, trading now at $3,095, that's roughly 2.35 lakh. Solana, Cardano and Avalanche, the three leading smart contract enabled Ethereum killers, posted 7-day losses, while Cardano and Avalanche's losses amounting to an average of around 3%. Solana meanwhile has managed to minimize losses to 0.18% over the week. Terra's Luna has had an immense week, managing to gain 6.5% through the week after breaking into the top 8, pushing past Cardano in the ranking by market capitalization. Lower down the pecking order, Monero and ApeCoin have managed to top the charts in terms of week gains, with ApeCoin moving up by close to 19% and Monero adding 15% to its respective values. Ethereum Classic and Shiba Inu meanwhile were among the biggest losers, dropping close to 5% each. Let's look at how some of the major tokens are performing, because as an investor, it's important for you to keep a track of details like these. If you look at our crypto tracker for the week, we can see that Bitcoin is up by 1.39%, while Ether is also up by 0.50%. Doge and Shiba have suffered drops of 2.65 and 1.86% respectively, while Tether is up by 0.68%. क्रिप्टो करेंसी की दुनिया से हम आपकी तरफ खबरें लाते रहेंगे because as an investor you need to keep a track of details and information like this and stay tuned to Crypto Unfiltered for all such information. And remember, if you have any questions or any jargon that you do not understand, do send them across to us on our Twitter and Facebook pages and we will have an expert answer them for you. This is Cyrus John signing off with a promise that I will be back with more crypto next week. See you soon.
Crypto products and NFTs are unregulated and can be highly risky. There may be no regulatory recourse for any loss from such transactions.